Hello. Our lecture for today is about response filtering in a RESTful API. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Let's begin. With our category entity, most of the time we will just use the fields code, description, and entity. And to return a response filtered like that, we will need a class from jackson-dataBindJar. And this dependency should already be added to your project from Spring Boot Starter Web or Spring Boot Data REST. And this is how we do it. Open the category controller class and go to the filtered category method. Examining this method, we can see that the category object is wrapped inside the category resource class. It does the same thing as the category resource assembler, so yes, it's another alternative. Take note that we defined a JSON-filter string constant here. But really, the main focus of this lecture is about the bin property filter, which filters out all the fields of the category except the ones we specified. In this case, it's the code. And wrapping this class inside a mapping Jackson value, which we return as the response. This approach is really powerful as we can send the fields that we need in the request parameter as a set of strings. Here, we can change the filters into code only or maybe code and entity ID. Note that this approach works for both single and list of entities. Now let's run the application. And let's open our Postman project. And run the test. So this is the filtered test. And it returns a category with only the code property. Now looking at the list, so this is filtered list, it should return both code and description. So let's run the filtered list. And yep, it returns both code and description as we specified in the filter. Now, finally, I'll be presenting another approach to return an entity response, and that is by using a JSON view. Now, open the category view class. Normally, in an application, we show a specific set of fields for a given role. For simplicity's sake, let's just say that we have public for a promoter and internal for a supervisor. And yes, all fields accessible through public must also be accessible through internal, as it has higher authority. The first thing to do is to associate the fields with a view. Let's check the business entity. Notice that both code and description are associated with the public view. To apply the filter to the REST response, we need to annotate the endpoint with a JSON view. So let's test this. So the application is still running. Now let's run the filtered view test in Postman. And there we have it. We have both the code and the description field. And that's it. That's it for this lecture. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.